Part 2 with Taylor Sickles is gonna be a slam dunk! I hope you're ready for it. In the conclusion of his episode, Taylor shares how fond he is of the greatest basketball coaching duo of all time, legendary coach Marty McCowan and Jamie Risse. These guys could play good cop, bad cop like no other, and weren't afraid to make their players warm up to Sweet Caroline? Seriously, that song is like the antithesis of warming up. Neil Diamond in basketball. Who knew? If Taylor could get a do-over at one thing in life, he definitely would go out for football his sophomore year and be part of that state championship winning team. Not his best decision. Kind of like one of his kids putting their hand into a fur trap setup in the garage. When it comes to Christmas movies like Home Alone and A Christmas Story, Taylor's taste is right on. Unlike his love for sushi. What kind of a redneck eats sushi? Come on. Both Taylor and one of his sons share the experience of going through brain surgery, but only one of them got to meet, spend time with, and get autographs from the most famous Iowa State Cyclones of all time. And when it comes to coaching, Taylor says it's not all about winning or losing, but getting better and being a better person. To wrap things up, Taylor asks, what is up with parents trying to be their kids' friends these days? There will be time for that later, but when our kids are young, they need us to raise them, train them, guide them, period. Here's your host.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Welcome back for part 2 with Taylor Sickles. If you missed part 1, go back and listen to it. That was some good stuff, man. We started off with election. Oh, the scary word, election, politics. We talked about it and we're still here. It's fine.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's how it works, man. Sports, we talk softball. We talked about that weird brain surgery he had when he was a kid. Man, that's some good stuff. I don't
know if it's in any of the notes. I can't remember what I'll put on there. My youngest son actually had a brain surgery also.
What?
When he was 4 days old. We found out in utero, which to this day, my wife still blames on the COVID vaccine.
Really?
She swears.
Yeah.
Which
no, there were
were
dangers. There were side effects. Yeah.
I'm with her. I fully agree. It would not be surprising in the slightest. Yeah. But found out in utero that he had a cyst. I had no idea how we were going to go about it. We knew, once we found that out, we were delivering in Iowa City.
Okay.
So, yeah, what was it? July 7th, 2022 is when he was born. We go down to Iowa City, go down that morning, and, we weren't sure as far as a shunt, as far as what kind of surgery. A lot of different options on the table. Obviously, he had to be born first and go from there. He was born. Everything looked good. He came out. Looked just like any of our other kids. Cried like any of our other kids.
Yeah.
They rushed him out of there in a hurry just because they wanted to start doing some tests and so they did MRIs right off the bat. Just hours old.
Wow.
An MRI machine. And they looked at everything. Big old cyst right in the middle of his brain. So his ventricles were enlarged. The fluid in the brain, I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but because the cyst had gotten so big, the fluid couldn't drain properly.
Okay.
And it had completely squished his cerebellum. That was like flat. Supposed to look like a big old puffy kind of ice cream on an ice cream cone. His was flat because the cyst had pushed it down. So, me being me, not overly intelligent with this stuff, I'm just optimistic.
Yeah,
my wife's been in the healthcare field for a lot of years, and obviously she was scared, super worried about everything, and I was too. But like I said, I don't know any better, right? Like I'm just, hey, let's one day at a time,
Let's deal with
1
it.
hour at a time. Like,
Yep.
let's see what happens. We don't know. No, we know you got a cyst, but we don't know after what's gonna happen. So, yeah, I think it's a day 3. Talked to the doctors, this, that, all that, and decided they were gonna try and go in through his forehead, drill a hole through his forehead, go all the way through his brain. Took the little whatever they use in the camera.
Oh yeah, tiny.
And figure out or try and break down a wall of that cyst. So they went in there. It was I don't remember what night of the week. It was a night, and it was rough. Just waiting, whether it was an hour, 2 hours. I can't remember how long we were in there, but it was tough. And Angie was really struggling. Obviously it's so hard. You carry a baby for 9 months. Obviously we don't know that feeling. But surgery gets done. Doctor comes in. He says, "Hey, guy, like, it didn't react like I wanted it to, and I don't know what that means. We're gonna take another MRI just to see, and then started talking about a shunt, which is basically like a thing that's permanently in. They run it up like through the brainstem, I think, in the back maybe, and then it drains like into the stomach. I think I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember for sure. And so that was, at that case, almost best case scenario. We're gonna have to get a shunt put in. Like 4 days old, man. He just goes through brain surgery. Here in a couple days, gonna have to get another shunt put in, another surgery. Comes in right away the next morning and has the results of the MRI, and he's like, I can't believe it. He's like, this is as good as it possibly could have been. Like, everything worked. It looks great. And yeah, a couple months ago, Angie took him back down to Iowa City because he's got to go quite a bit.
Yeah.
They graduated him from high risk. His cerebellum's starting to, he's 2 years old now.
Yeah.
His cerebellum actually it's fluffed up. They told us he might not be able to walk. Man, he jumps in with all the other siblings, and he's wrestling, and he's probably the meanest one of all of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Starting to talk. He don't stop jabbering. So
wow. Yeah, I've seen you post some stuff kind of about that, and I was like, oh, he must have had some.
So when we were down there, they actually pulled up all of my scans from when I had surgery.
Sure.
20 whatever years ago, and compared everything. Mine was on my brainstem. His was in his brain.
Okay.
But that was the thing, we asked, like, is it hereditary?
Yeah.
Do we got to have the other kids checked out? And they said no. They don't think it was. They think it was completely random, which is, again, kind of why we're leaning towards
the vaccine.
Possibly that.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff with that.
So, yeah, it was not fun. Not fun, but he's doing awesome. And he's doing great.
Yeah, he looks like a kid who loves life. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, he's the one who wants to shoot every squirrel he sees, every big buck he sees.
Oh, that's good. See, that's how we do it here, guys. Like that was a nugget right there. We didn't even get through the intro, and we just gave you some good stuff right there. That's good, man. All right, I don't even know where I left off. What were we doing? Where was I at?
I really think just the intro. You're just talking about.
Yeah, okay.
What we talked about in the first episode.
Yeah, so that we should have included that in part 1, but no, part 1 was really good. It was that kind of good. So if you like that stuff, go back, check it out. There's a lot of good stuff in there. But no, this week we're going to get into all kinds of other good stuff, his segments. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some laughs. Okay, then we'll probably get a little bit more serious there at the end. But like always, guys, I got to ask you, subscribe, follow, like, wherever you're listening or watching, because we know some of you like these videos. So be sure and follow us, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Follow our Instagram and our Facebook. There's reels on there. There's pictures on there. We do giveaways on there. If you want some free stuff, that's where you got to go. Share with your friends on your social media. Guys, you got to help me do that. Just share your favorite episode. Share, the link to this episode. It'll be on social media. Just share it. Get it out there. Spread it around for me. Show off your impeccable taste. You want some of our merch? You want one of these What Is Up shirts? Taylor's leaving with a genuine, limited edition, our signature black What Is Up t-shirts. He's leaving with one of those today for free just for coming on. But if you want one of those, you can buy one at cost. I'm not making any money off this stuff. I just want to advertise. That's all. So let me know. send me an email. whatisuppodcast@gmail.com. I'll hook you up. Whatever size, color you want. Doesn't matter. Once you guys have done all that, then you're ready to sit back, relax, and enjoy the best new small town real life podcast on the market. All right, Taylor, you ready to get into your segments?
Let's roll.
Let's do it. Doug Heffernan segment. This is Doug Heffernan, King of Queens. You know,
Yep.
he always, my wife compares me to him. Because there's episodes, multiple episodes where Kevin James played football at St. Gregory's and, all this stuff. I never won anything, but whatever. So this is your best moment from the high school glory days. We talked in part 1 a lot about your sports and all that stuff, but if you could pick one or two, what would you say were your highlights, man? Biggest moments?
Man, honestly, I think probably my senior year going to state basketball.
Okay.
There's a lot of them. We had some good football teams. Like I said earlier, I didn't go out my sophomore year. Missed out on the state title. Good football teams. We were never very good at golf. I had fun at golf.
Okay.
But state basketball my senior year was pretty special. Like I said, my dad coached the high school girls out at Wapsie for quite a while. I spent a lot of time in that school, in that gym. Got to know, Coach McCowan really well, obviously, growing up super little and being around him. But also got to know Coach Risse really, really good. And, man, you talk about a good guy, a good person, genuinely good person. That was him. Really good basketball coach. Knew the game.
Yeah.
And kind of played the good cop, bad cop with Marty, right? Like,
okay.
McCowan get on you pretty good. You go over to Risse and give you the pat on the back, give you the positivity. So that was always nice. But getting to know him my whole life, he really was one of the best people I've ever met. And he was, I can't remember if it was earlier that year, he was diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
I think it was in the summer, maybe summer, fall. I can't remember for sure, but it was that year. It was our senior year. So for the first how long of the basketball season, he wasn't able to come, just because of his immune system and everything. And the few times he was able to show up, man, he was. You talk about had to have the mask on and everything completely covered. It was hard. It was hard to see him like that. And then he's got Hannah, Haley, Kobe, and to see them run around, and they were young enough where Haley and Hannah maybe a little more so, but like Kobe had no clue, and he was living life, which is probably better.
Yeah, a kid should be.
Oh, I guess. And Kate, she was really little. She was run all over. She was hilarious, but seeing that, man, it was hard to be 17, 18 years old, and a lot of us had known him for a long time, and to see him go through that, and then he battled, man, that whole year, and then we made that run to state, and he was there for it every step of the way. So that was my favorite memory of high school.
Yeah,
I mean, aside from anything else, like being able to run up, give him a hug after we beat Dyke in Cedar Falls, sub-state, going to state, like knowing. At that time, obviously, we were optimistic, like, hey, he's going to beat this thing.
Yep.
Which, unfortunately, he didn't. But knowing that, hey, we're going to state. Like, we got another trip. We're taking Risse back. Obviously, he had been there a handful of times, a couple times before with Brooks and those guys. So it was awesome.
Yeah.
And, looking back, obviously, he passed away that spring. And, my first tattoo, I got a Cubs tattoo on my back. And I don't have anything with his name or anything. But it was in memory of him.
Okay.
Big Cubs fan, but yeah, definitely. Marty's one of the best, but I'll say Risse's probably my favorite coach I've ever had.
That was kind of cool how then in 2020, Kobe and that team, they make it down there, and you think, the state's about to shut it down, and for some reason they decided to let it go, and every school got to give out 50 tickets or something like that, and it's like, man, I got the newspaper cut out on my little sports wall of fame in my garage, and it's got a big cutout there, and it's like, that it really came full circle with the Risse family and how that all worked out. But
yep,
absolutely. All right. Bring up Spotify. So I'll probably give you a few of each.
Oh man, I'm not gonna know any of these.
That's all right. We'll start out with country, and then I'll throw you in some rap or R&B or whatever.
That works. You can always just delete it if I don't know any.
Yeah. Oh, here's one I've heard of.
Isn't this chicken fried?
How did you get that already?
Oh, yeah. Chicken fried. Zach Brown.
Yeah. Well, that didn't take long. I guess he says it right away, so you had to get it right away. All right. Bro, and you thought you weren't going to be good at this.
Well, it might be the only one.
Okay.
I can always pick up on songs, but as far as names go, yeah. And my daughter's like, "Oh, don't you know this song?" No.
Oh, I actually like this one. I don't think I like what it's about, and I don't even like country.
That's my thing though, right? Like music, all of it. I don't care what they're saying. I like the beat, the rhythm.
Yeah. I got into Skillet. Skillet's like hard Christian rock.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like you want to go to the weight room with this stuff on. It's not screaming like Pantera and stuff. It's more like Metallica and stuff like that. But I mean, the words are good and it sounds good. I like that. All right, here's one for you.
I don't know where you came. I don't know where you've been.
Oh, he's got the lyrics.
Yeah.
Don't know where you at, don't know where you been, don't know nothing about that boy you're into.
I have no idea.
You know who it is?
But I feel bad for him and all the hell you gon' be putting him through. Probably tell him where
It's Morgan Wallen.
There we go, Morgan Wallen.
I know that. But I'm
Yeah.
just trying to think.
Thinking about me.
Yes.
Thinking about me. Okay.
They would have said it in there too, and I would have had it right away. My daughter and some of my basketball players are gonna listen to this and be like, "How did you not know that?"
Let's see. Who else did you say you listened to? Who were the rappers that you listened to?
I mean, back in the day, there's Eminem, Lil Wayne, Soulja Boy a little bit, Young Jock.
Wow.
But I was never big into it. For me, it was
I know.
pre-game, something to get going, or when I got my first car, you gotta be bumping, right?
Yep.
Which was, looking back, horrible.
Yeah.
I bet my speakers sounded so bad.
That's what we did, though.
That was not one of my finer times.
No, I know. We were
You know
all
what's
idiots.
funny? This is off subject, but you have Facebook. How long have you had Facebook?
Since we started the podcast, I don't have my own.
You don't have your own? Okay, well, I had one back in high school, right? And that was the era where you'd be like, BRB, gonna go take a shower. And then those memories pop up, now, 14 years ago today, you posted this. And I'm like, BRB, gonna go, what is wrong with you? But everybody was doing it back then. Now it's we were so weird.
Here's another one for you. We're going to change it up a little. We're going to get away from the country.
Is it California IA or something along those lines?
By who?
Oh, I can't remember. I know, but I can't. I cannot.
Yeah, it's California Love by Dr. Dre,
Yes.
Tupac, all those guys.
Yep.
Yep. Man.
So it's funny because Tenny, our daughter, she's 11. We'll be going to a tournament on a weekend or whatever, and trying to get some hype music. So we'll pull out some of the Dre or Lil Wayne, Eminem, some of those older, and maybe not the best parenting move because
Probably not.
there's some choice words in there, but they have some good music.
Bro, everything for Eminem's got the E by it.
Oh yeah, unfortunately.
We'll see if you can get the band, that's great. If you can get the name, that's great too. We'll try a couple of these.
I know this, but I don't know.
It could be like before your time.
What's it start with?
The.
Give me a letter after that. The.
Hang on. I'll do you one more from the same band.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna know.
All right.
I know the song.
Some of these are like in movies.
Oh yeah, like I know the song. Like I'm pretty sure that was in. Again, I know this song.
This band doesn't sound like anyone else.
Yeah, but I can't like. I'm not big on like bands from then, like that style of music. That wasn't
90s.
no like that, like kind of that. It really was. It was either like country or
Rap.
Okay. Give me a hint. No,
That was The Offspring.
Okay. See,
That was
I know that, but there's
Except we never said The Offspring. We always just said Offspring.
But like, there was not a world we live in. I would have guessed that. My wife probably loved them back in the day. She's gonna be like, "Really? How'd you not know that?" But no.
They were great. All right, last one.
It's gotta be Keith Urban. No.
Kind of close.
No, I know the song.
Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk. Carjacking old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face.
I don't know.
That's Jason Aldean. Try that in a small town. There we go.
That is a good song. See, I didn't wait long enough.
No. Yeah. Okay. We'll keep moving. Phone's got.
Can't believe I said Keith Urban.
Oh, you got a few of them. You got one of them like right away before any words even went off. That's pretty good.
That's a catchy tune.
I'm not a music guy either. Most stuff I couldn't tell you who it is unless it's from the 90s. But
Like, I like music, but like I said, like I'm not big on it's more so for like background noise.
Yep.
Like we have like the Alexas at home. I'll be like, Alexa, play Morgan Wallen. Alexa, play 2000s hip hop.
Yep.
But I'm never paying attention to like what it is.
Anymore these days, if I'm like out in the garage, I just turn the TV on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's it.
And like
Have that in the background.
In high school, I listened to like Eye of the Tiger before every game.
Oh yeah.
I listened to Get Silly before every game.
Let's get silly.
You'll have to listen to it. I can't.
Is
remember.
it rap?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's awful. Like looking back, I'm like, that's a horrible song.
High schoolers will listen to some complete
Oh, yeah.
garbage to get
Funny
pumped up.
story. I think it was my junior year. We wanted to make our own CD to come out to, right, to warm up for basketball. And Marty was like, "All right, you guys win tonight. Play your CD. If you lose, it's mine. I get to choose." Okay. Playing O-line. Typically not very good. Yeah, we're up like 17 the first half. Blew it. Lost. Oh yeah. So Marty gets it's his CD for the rest of the year.
Frank Sinatra.
No, we come out to Sweet Caroline. Yep.
It's not that bad.
No,
right?
looking back, like, after like the first time, like we're all 16, 17, we're like,
oh yeah, that's weak.
What are you doing? And then after we come out to it, and everybody else from the other schools like, what is this? And we're like, dude, let's go. Like we turned out we loved it.
Cool.
But yeah, that's what happens when you blow a 17-point lead to O-line.
To O-line, man.
Yeah, right.
Okay, well that leads us into our next segment, the do-over segment. Obviously, you'd love to go and get that game back again.
Yeah.
If you could go back and get a second chance at anything in life, what would it be?
Man.
What do you think you'd want a second shot at? A do-over?
Honestly, I think just being more present, like in my high school, junior high, middle school days, like being more present and aware of time, right? Like, I don't know if I can, obviously like the no-brainer, like go my sophomore year, go back out for football.
Yeah.
Be a part of that team, clearly. But I think as a whole, yeah, man, like be present, go back and take it a day at a time.
Yeah.
Not, man, I can't wait till high school's over. Like I want to get out of here. No, man, like enjoy it, really be present, really make every day worth it and get the most out of every day.
Yeah, that takes a lot of maturity at that age
It
to
does.
kind of understand that.
It does.
That's tough. Okay, yeah, we'll skip right over the against the grain. We won't even tease it. It'll kind of save us some time because we're going to hit that pretty much at the end. Okay. All right, next segment, prep for the apocalypse. Now, this is kind of a newer one. Only a couple people have done it. This is basically like your worst nightmare if it all goes down tomorrow. And this could be, just, a weather-related deal. It could be an invasion. It could, whatever. We're knocked back a few hundred years in technology. None of the comforts of modern life.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Where are you going? What do you need? You know what I mean?
First off, I think after yesterday, we don't have to worry about that, right? All jokes aside, I don't know where I would go. I feel like I said, I'm big into hunting, I'm big into fishing.
Yep.
I've been trapping my whole life.
Okay.
Like, people at work joke and they call me Amish because I'm from Reedland, Fairbank. Now I live in Jessup. There's a bunch of Amish over this way. They tell me I don't have electricity. They think they're hilarious.
Oh, that is kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. But so I think we would be okay. I mean, it would suck. It'd be an adjustment.
Well, it's rough, but yeah.
But there's not a whole lot of people left in today's world that could like self-sustain,
Kind of live off the land
and do it that way. So I think that would give us a big step up.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Shoot,
Okay.
my kids all enjoy it. They all. I mean, Maddox, our 8-year-old, he goes out and sets traps by himself. Farts around all the time.
Wow. Okay, so
Caught his brother last year.
Oh.
Oh yeah. It was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
Did it hurt though?
I mean, like, it didn't like feel good, but it was just like somebody pinching you.
Oh.
Like me and Maddox were out in my shed. Maddox set a trap. He was just trying to see what traps he could set. When he left one there, it was the middle of the floor, and Glavin comes out. He was 18 months younger than Maddox. Walks right up to it and just puts his fingers right in it. I'm like, what are you doing?
Wow. That's
There's
that's not a lot of common sense for a little kid, but
no. He lacks sometimes because he's been around it all the time, but he's getting better.
that's funny.
It was funny.
That's good. Yeah, you
So,
guys
hey,
would probably be all right.
You play dumb games, you win dumb prizes, right? Like,
That's it.
I tell my kids that all the time.
That's it. Okay. So you're not getting family together. You don't got that uncle who's kind of got some ground in a bunker or nothing. You're just kind of, I think we're good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Most people don't want to think about that.
no.
But the people who are ready for it, they do want to tell you. They want to tell you they've got, 6
See,
months
like,
of food in the
like-
basement.
Like I know somebody like that. I'm not gonna out them though, but I do know somebody like that, and it would maybe be a possibility for my family. But like I said, I'm not gonna out them.
Okay.
But I don't know. Obviously, I don't think it's gonna happen. But if it does, I think we'll be okay.
You'd be okay. I like it. Okay.
We got a few guns laying around. We got all the stuff that would be all right.
There you go. All right, getting to know you segment. So this is really going to give kind of a quicker glimpse into the real intricacies of who is Taylor Sickles. So I'm going to give you some of these, and you just answer them as honestly as you could. If you could meet anyone in the world now or in history, who would it be?
I think probably my grandpa. I met him. He died when I was 7.
Okay.
So it's not like I didn't meet him, but I think if I had one person I could go back to, it would be more time with him.
Okay.
It's hard to remember things from when you're little, but I do remember vividly there was one time I spilled one of those Kool-Aid jammers at my grandpa's house right on the white carpet. Oh yeah, red one.
Oh,
And
man.
I vividly remember my grandma getting home, my grandpa just full on took the blame. Oh yeah, like he spilled it, like that's the only true memory I have.
Really?
Yeah.
You're talking like the plastic
Oh
bottle
yeah, that you
one?
that you twist that little cap off and it spills
Yeah,
every time you
okay.
twist it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why-
Big old stain right in the middle of the white carpet, and oh yeah, he didn't care. He's like, yeah, I dropped it and whatever, took the blame.
Grandpa. That's
yeah.
awesome, man.
So that's probably the one. If I could go back just more time, because he was awesome.
Okay. I like it. All right. Now, this one everyone's thought of at some point in their life. What would you do if you had $1 billion? Honestly, what would you do?
Oh, that is a lot of money. Obviously, pay off any debt.
Yep. That's
Any
number
debt
one.
that's there. I think if there's any like immediate family that needs help, because $1 billion is a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
I would definitely draw the line, right? Like, I'm not gonna be like, hey, come get some.
Not
whatever.
yachts for everybody.
No.
No, I know what you mean.
I honestly, I don't like living in town. My wife calls me a redneck. I like to think I'm a happy medium of
Okay.
just a normal person, redneck, whatever. She calls me a redneck. I probably, buy an acreage, build a house. Nothing crazy. Just a new house out in the country with land. I can hunt. I got my own pond. I don't have to leave. I can go pee outside without worrying about somebody. Whatever.
That's freedom. When you can take a leak in your yard.
Shoot my guns outside. Well, yeah, my kids walk out the front door right now and they still just let her go. I'm like, guys, we're across from the school. You guys are getting to that point. You can't do that anymore.
Probably shouldn't.
Right. But and then, invest. I would do a lot of research as far as that stuff goes.
Yeah.
I'm not big into that right now, but
Yeah.
if I had that kind of money, I would definitely
Get it working for you.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right. And you put in here, you'd probably make sure your kids were set for life, but there was kind of a stipulation. So I think you were kind of playing the angle like
Yeah,
you wanted to set something up for them, but they weren't going to be silver spoon babies.
Oh, absolutely not. Like who like Shaq. Have you ever heard Shaq talk about his money?
I think I have. It's not coming to mind right now. But
his kids need like 2 degrees before they get.
Okay.
And again,
yeah.
we talked earlier about the whole college thing. That would not be me. But like, you are going to, do well in high school. You're going to go to college, or you're going to get a job.
Yeah.
You're going to start your life. You're not just going to live at home. You're like, oh, hey, mom, dad,
Yeah.
I need my allowance. No, that ain't going to happen.
Oh.
But, you would have some sort of, I don't want to say like retirement, obviously, like that's a long ways away, but something of that sort where they hit a certain age and stipulations are hit or whatever, that you have access to this money for, a down payment to a house, or how much money is in to buy a house, or a car, wedding.
Money to help them along, not.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
we're just not gonna hand you money.
Yep. So they can sit at home and do nothing.
Yeah, you're not gonna be a POS.
Okay. All right. Now we're getting into my realm right here. Favorite Christmas movies, man. It's first week in November. I'm already looking ahead. By the time this drops, it could be the Christmas season. By the time the audience is listening to this, it could be.
For me, it's Home Alone.
Home Alone classic. Can't beat that, man.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh, that's a real classic. That one's old.
I don't even know what you got up there.
It's a Wonderful Life.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Are you kidding me?
I swear.
Oh, it's better than Miracle on 34th Street.
Hey,
I'll tell
to
you.
be honest, I'm not a huge Christmas guy. I love the season, love the family time, and obviously A Christmas Story.
Christmas Story, yeah.
Don't shoot your eye out.
That's right. That's good stuff.
My grandpa loves that movie.
That's the best.
It plays all day on Christmas Day.
Yep, 24 hours.
It stays on at my grandpa's house. It's on.
I like it. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Okay, we'll put that on your list this year.
I will.
It's a Wonderful Life, bro. It will get you focused on what matters in life. It really will. It's awesome.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Everyone especially if your wife says you're a redneck, that's got to be your movie.
It's not like a go-to for me, but it's a good one. It's up there.
Yeah, it might not be on 24 hours a day, but it's on every single night when you go to bed on some channel for sure. Okay, how about music? If you're not a Christmas guy, I can't imagine you like Christmas music.
No.
That's hard for me to swallow. Man,
my daughter, my wife, like they'll get into that mood every once in a while.
Yeah,
I just can't do it.
If you got to have music on in the background in December, just tell Alexa Christmas music. Alexa, classic Christmas music, not some of the garbage, the newer stuff. Just say, hey, play some of the, the Bing Crosby, the Perry Como. Man, you'll love it. I promise you'll love it. You just got to.
I mean, it's okay in bits and pieces. Like,
Yeah.
I just can't have
Round the
all
clock.
the time.
No, yeah, then you get burnout. That's fine.
Well, then you like me. You wait for your Christmas shopping for the last day. Every store you gotta go to Christmas music.
Yes, that's what I love about it. You hate it,
I can't.
bro. We got a tradition. Bridget and Grace go with me on Christmas Eve to finish Christmas shopping for Sarah, and we go to whatever stores. We go to Village Inn to eat. The last 2 years we have had the same waiter, Chris from Village Inn, as UNI student. If they don't have Christmas music playing in the background, I'll tell the restaurant, like, what are you doing? It's December 24th. Play it. Let's go.
No.
Come on.
I would never be like, all right, you gotta shut that off. But I'm not gonna be like, hey, where's the Christmas music? We need to get that going.
Okay. All right.
And let's be real, I like to talk, so I'm probably talking too much to hear anything anyway.
Yeah.
My wife yells at me everywhere we go that I'm always talking too much.
Shut up.
Oh yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, let's move away from the Christmas music. How about like a favorite workout song or pump up song, or if you're playing basketball, what'd you guys listen in the gym to really, get you in Jordan mode or Kobe mode or whatever you want to call it? I don't know.
Back in high school, the go-to, like the one I had to listen to, was Eye of the Tiger. That was
Rocky IV soundtrack.
That was the one song.
That'll make you run through a wall.
Yes,
it really will.
That was it.
Kids today. I don't,
and honestly, today, Sweet Caroline. Right?
Yeah.
Like after
shout out Marty McCowan.
After that whole thing with Marty making us come out to Sweet Caroline, no high schooler in the world wants to come out to Sweet Caroline. Let's be real. Turned out to be awesome. I loved it.
Ain't that what they play at the end of like Red Sox games or something? If they win.
Well, Iowa State.
Iowa State
I'm sure
does
they do
too.
it wherever else too, but I'm a Cyclone fan.
Okay.
Coolest hat out there, by the way. They play it in Ames and they win. So now it's like a double-edged sword for me. I love it.
Okay.
The whole McCowan thing plus being a Cyclone fan. Yeah.
Okay, I got
It's
you.
a really weird like get pumped song, but it does it for me.
Well, yeah, but you've got a connection to it. But James, do you guys ever listen to Eye of the Tiger before a football game? No. Do you know what the song is? Yeah, I know what it is. You know what Rocky IV is? Yeah. Then my question is, why don't you guys listen to it before a football game? Okay.
It is legit.
It will literally make you run through a wall. It's insane. Okay. How about song you hate? How about there's got to be something out there you're like,
Here.
I can't stand this stuff.
I got this email here.
Oh no.
Oh,
An
yeah.
email.
Or the whole deal that we sent, because I know there's something here.
Oh, there was something there. You got her name.
And I see. I couldn't remember if there was multiple. Anything Taylor Swift.
That's like, this
Don't
is
do
two
it.
segments in one. This is the Against the Grain segment too.
Don't do it. I can't.
She's the most popular musician in the world, and you're saying I hate her stuff.
Yeah. She's also no. Can't do it.
Is it the music or is it her?
Both.
I knew you were going to say both. I knew it the whole time. I was like, he's going to say both.
Honestly,
A lot of people that don't like her because she's like, 35 years old, and she acts like she's a 16-year-old girl.
one that every song's the same.
About breakups with her boyfriends or something.
Yeah. Isn't there a common denominator there sometime? Like, let's be
yeah,
real.
probably. But I've had guys sit in that chair and tell me her musical ability is actually really good.
I'm sure it is.
You just don't.
I just can't do it. Like I could never sing. Like I don't. I think she has a good voice.
Okay.
I just can't listen to it.
Okay.
And then like watching any NFL and getting that shoved down my throat for a whole year and a half.
Oh yeah.
No.
Fritzy, I listen to the Dan Patrick Show every day. Fritzy, Todd Fritz, he's like, they at least need to be fair about it. They only cut to her when Kelsey does good.
Yeah.
They need to cut to her. She's a fan of the team. When they do bad or there's a bad play, we want to see her negative reaction.
Yeah. They won't see it because the league ain't gonna let it happen.
No, they want to see happy Taylor. So, okay, that's a good one. All right, we gotta.
I can't watch the Chiefs at all right now. Patrick Mahomes throws off 2 feet, and they're like, "Did you see that? There's nobody else who's ever done that in the history of of football.
Yeah, he's like the Yankees, man. Joe Buck loves. Yeah, it's everyone's got their favorites. But
I really don't mind the Chiefs. I don't mind the people on the team. But man, just listening to it is just
yeah,
it's too much.
well, I hate them. Red and yellow makes me want to throw up. But they're
That's
good.
fair.
They're good. My team's not. But that's it. Okay, dream job, worst job.
Dream job. Man, probably like growing up, my dream was to be like an MLB player. Like
Heck yeah.
that was
Yeah.
it, you know.
Yeah.
And obviously reality hits pretty quick, pretty hard.
We don't all make it to that level.
No, that was definitely the dream. The worst job was being a route sales rep at City Laundry. That was horrible.
Sorry, Randy, Ken, everyone else we still know from there.
You know what? I'm not sorry. I hated it.
Yeah.
My route had like 200 some mats on it, like multiple days, and that route got paid the least because whatever salesman was a dumb.
Oh.
It was horrible.
Yeah. Well, the guy after you didn't last very long either.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Oh.
And I've asked Randy, I said, hey, have you gone through other guys since Taylor and me? And he goes, yeah, we've ran through some guys.
Well, yeah,
Don't feel
shoot,
so bad.
before me it was like a revolving door,
Oh.
you know, and it was horrible.
Okay.
That was terrible.
Well, before we alienate some more people, let's keep going. First car, worst car.
My first car was a 1998, I think, Chrysler Sebring.
Wow.
Red, 2-door, had a sunroof. Wasn't very. I mean, it had some dings and dents, and my mom had got it for me. I love that car. It kind of turned out to be a pile, but
They all
for
are.
the first couple of years, it was a good car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the worst one, which honestly I loved it. It was just
I remember this.
a rust bucket. It was just I had a 1984 Ford Ranger that we had, two-tone blue, had the big like cattle guard bumper deal on the front,
Okay.
had the lights on top. I mean, it was hideous, but it was 5-speed. It smelled like an old truck. The seat was ripped and tattered, and perfect trapping truck. Took it trapping.
Okay, there we go.
My cousin borrowed it one time to take it trapping and broke it and never came back.
Oh,
Yeah,
not cool.
that's okay.
Not cool.
It needed to go.
Well, if you wanted it gone, then yeah. All right. Favorite restaurant or fast food?
Ooh, honestly, we don't do a lot of fast food. Every once in a while we'll stop, you know, when we got tournaments or we're on the road or whatever. But my wife is a really, really good cook. Really, she bakes really well, cooks really well.
Nice.
Like, it's a miracle I'm not like 350 pounds. She's trying.
You got a high metabolism.
Evidently,
That's what it
it's
is.
slowing down though. I'm getting old. But Mexican seafood, sushi. Oh, I love sushi.
Oh man.
Like I'm not talking like gas station sushi.
No, you're talking good stuff.
Like Sakura, Tokyo, something like that. Oh yeah. Now I will say, like, I prefer like the cooked sushi.
Okay. Yeah, to me sushi's raw fish
Yeah.
with
like,
rice and seaweed.
Yeah, right.
Like, if it's
Have you
cooked,
ever
it's
been
not
to like Tokyo?
I went to Sakura once with my wife because that's her favorite.
Did you
place.
get any like cooked like
No.
rolls?
Well, we don't.
Try it.
I don't do sushi.
Try it.
Okay.
I promise.
Oh.
Because when I went to Community Lutheran, we had a lady named, her name is Masako. She came and like taught. She was from Japan,
Okay.
and somehow, some way, I don't know, some program, whatever. She came in and taught us for like a semester, or like student taught kind of thing. And she brought like sushi that she legit made. She had all the good stuff. Man, I remember it hit my tongue. It was in the garbage can so fast. Like, that's not my thing, you know. And it was good stuff. Like, it was legit. Just wasn't me. It was seaweed, rice, and whatever was in there. That wasn't my thing. But like some of that cooked sushi that they have,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Dude, give me fried catfish any day.
Yeah. See, I mean, I'll eat catfish, especially if I catch it. But you want to talk fish? We got to start talking walleye, northern
Okay.
crappie, bluegill.
Okay.
Then it's go time.
I like it.
Or frog legs.
There you go. Now you're speaking my language. All right. You would fit in good down south.
Oh, yeah.
All right. If you're on death row, you're being executed tomorrow. Tonight's your last night. This is your last meal. What is it going to be?
Man, I think I would have to say like fish.
You have to go with some of that walleye.
Like homemade, like fish that I make at home, yeah.
Okay.
And then you slice up some potatoes thin, onions thin, throw them right in the fryer with the fish.
Okay.
Delicious.
Nice.
Yeah, most people are like, oh, steak. I want steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I like steak. Don't get me wrong. But I'm really lucky. My in-laws have a lot of cattle, so we have steak quite a bit.
You always have beef?
And I don't think that would be my last request.
No, you're going with the fish. That's all right. That's good.
Not any store-bought. It's got to be fresh from the river or lake, whatever.
I got you. I like
Done
when they
that
do
way.
the fish fries in town here. I mean, I'm not
That's
Catholic,
good stuff,
but
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Gobs and gobs of tartar sauce.
See, I'll pass on the tartar sauce.
Oh, man. Gotta have it.
You come eat fish at my house, you don't need tartar sauce.
So it's kind of like the steak rules. A good steak, you don't need steak sauce.
Yeah.
Good fish, you don't
Yeah.
need tartar
Yell at
sauce.
my kids all the time. You get ketchup on, we get steak. What are you doing?
Oh, no.
No, cardinal sin. Don't do that.
Yeah, not ketchup. Nothing.
No.
No, should be done
No,
good.
and
enough.
A1 is disgusting.
Yeah, that's pretty bitter.
My dad likes it and mix it with ketchup. Like, something's wrong with you.
Oh, I've seen people put it on their French fries before, and they say that's pretty good to get that vinegar taste, but I don't know. All right, let's get into favorite sports teams, athletes. I think we kind of touched on that just a little bit at the opening of your part one, but we really didn't get to it. Where do you plant your flag all across the board?
High school, obviously. Jayhawks. Absolutely.
Yikes. Now.
Through and through. Yes, now. Yes. College is Iowa State.
That's right.
No doubter. So when I had my brain surgery, it was in Iowa City. Dan McCarney, Iowa State's head football coach, called me.
Really?
Laying in the hospital bed, called me up, invited me down to Ames. And, like I said, I'm in Iowa City. I'm in the hospital in Iowa City. And McCarney calls me up, invited me down over to Ames. So I went and hung out with Sage Rosenfels, Troy, Darren Davis. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Hung out with them for like a week during spring ball. Shoot, they carried me around practice through the locker rooms.
Wow.
I got Davis's game-worn jersey signed by the whole team in a frame at my house.
I got to get a picture of that. We'll include a picture of that right
Till
here.
the day McCarney got fired, sent me media guides every year, players' autographs in the mail. Friends with him on Facebook to this day. Every once in a while, he'll still reach out and ask how mom and dad are doing, grandma and grandpa are doing.
No kidding.
We were Iowa State fans before, our family, but obviously for me, I was like, that's a no-brainer.
That seals the
Solidified
deal.
it right there.
Yeah. All right. That's awesome. What about pros?
Baseball, Cubs, Braves. We hit on that
Yeah,
earlier.
we did.
It's a weird deal. I know.
It is.
Strange. Football is Vikings all the way. Skull
All right.
Vikes.
Man.
So it's weird. My dad's side doesn't really. They've never been into the NFL. It's not a big thing. It's Iowa State through and through. My dad's side. Cubs, big Cubs fans.
Sure.
NFL was never anything on my dad's side. So like my mom's side, we go over there on Sundays every day after church and eat lunch, and all Bears fans, diehard Bears fans.
Mm.
And then my oldest cousin Miles, and then my next cousin Austin Matthias, which I don't know if you know Austin or not. They both turned out to be Vikings fans.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I guess I'm a Vikings fan.
I think there's a Matthias that follows the podcast. I don't know if that would be him or not. I know there's a bunch of them.
There's a lot of Matthiases.
Yeah. Yeah, my in-laws are all Vikings fans, dude. And like by week 4 or 5, I told my father-in-law, I was like, dude, Minnesota's got it this year. They're the real deal. And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah, see,
I don't
that's the
know.
life of the Vikings fan.
Exactly.
Nah.
And I've seen him do that a few different times. Because that one year they were like 15-1 or something like,
Well, a
back
couple
in the
years ago
day.
we were 13-3.
Yeah.
And that was the first year of Purdy. And this is gonna make me sound like a terrible fan, but I was like, I'm going Niners all the way. Like the Vikings are losing in the first round. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the way they won those games, they weren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
You got Purdy balling out. You got Kittle balling out in San Fran.
Yeah.
Like that was a fun team.
Minnesota's like the Hawkeyes of the NFL. Once they run into a good team.
Yeah, but at least Minnesota's fun to watch.
Yeah.
You got an offense.
Yeah, I don't know. I still thought up until a couple weeks ago, I thought Minnesota was like unstoppable. And now they've kind of shown no, they got some weaknesses, but they'll get them figured out.
Yeah, hopefully. I think they got some injuries. They're banged up a little bit. Hopefully they can get healthy.
Yeah.
Be all right.
I wish I had an excuse why my team sucked. The Raiders just suck.
Because they're in Vegas.
It didn't change when they were in Oakland, Los Angeles, or Oakland.
Those are all worse
The
than
cities
Vegas.
don't matter. It's us. It's just
Maybe
us.
it's Al Davis.
He's been dead for a while.
Well,
so his kid.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So we're just like Dallas. Everyone's gonna blame it on the owner. Okay. All right.
I love it. I love seeing McCarthy lay an egg.
Oh man.
I didn't like him in Green Bay. I sure as heck don't like him in Dallas.
They won in Green Bay though, didn't they?
Yeah, and think
With
if
him?
they would have had somebody else, Rodgers probably have like 3 or 4 Super Bowls. That pains me to say, by the way.
Okay.
I hate Aaron Rodgers.
You
so
got to
much.
get used to the darkness. You got to go in there. Whatever that statement was, he said.
He's an odd human being.
He is. He's a little different, but okay. We gotta keep moving. Childhood idol. Did you have one?
Probably my dad, right? Like
Aw.
nothing crazy. Just like I remember being a kid. We grew up on an acreage out by Community Lutheran, like big yard, and I remember always out there playing ball, whether it was baseball, whether it was basketball, football. I remember I always wanted to do the diving catches, and he'd sit out there with me for hours. After work, whatever, playing ball.
Yeah.
Never said anything, and
Awesome.
I think I credit me being the athlete I was to that.
Because he spent the time with
Yeah.
you. Nice. I like it. Well, obviously you weren't inside watching a lot of television, but when you were, what were the cartoons you liked from your childhood?
Oh, Tom and Jerry's the best.
Tom and Jerry.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I still like the cartoons today are so bad. I
They
can't
are.
watch them. My kids, they'll be sitting there. I'm like, dude, let's watch Tom and Jerry.
What's the one you had me watch the other day, James? You guys kept trying to get me to watch. The one that makes no sense.
Oh, that's not even like a TV show.
To me, it's a cartoon. I'm calling it a cartoon. What is it?
BFB.
BFB. Don't let your boys show you BFB.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
It's the weirdest, nonsensical.
It's because it's not on TV.
What is it? On YouTube?
Yeah.
Well, they've probably seen it then. Every once in a while, they venture into the YouTube
Bro,
world.
It's not Tom and
Yeah,
Jerry.
no.
It's not Roadrunner. It's not
say
what's some of the other ones you got down
Looney Tunes.
here? Yeah.
Scooby-Doo. I used to like Scooby-Doo a little bit.
That made you think it. That was like almost educational because it got your mind thinking. Who is it?
Yeah.
Every episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was always...
Bring it back, guys. Bring it back.
Oh, man, it's still there. It's still there. You get on TV. Every once in a while, I'll make the kids watch it. I don't make them watch it. We don't watch a whole lot of TV, but like, hey, just try this one. Like, if you want to watch something, because you got Netflix, you got that Blippy, you got all this garbage on there, and I can't.
Blippy?
Oh, yeah. You never seen Blippy? No. You so lucky. All 3 of the older kids barely watched any of it. And then now SJ, he's our 3-year-old. He loves the dumbest stuff.
Oh.
That's on Netflix, and I'm like, what is that? I love it. Like, yeah, no. You're turning this off right now.
We're going outside. Go stick your hand in a trap.
Gosh. Anything. Anything.
Okay. Most embarrassing moment. You got anything for that one?
I don't know if I have anything.
Oh, you put something in here. I have no idea what it means.
So, have you ever heard of the Works bomb?
No.
Like when you mix like the Works toilet cleaner and like tinfoil balls, you put it, and it's like a chemical reaction. It like explodes a bottle.
Oh, I think I have now.
Oh yeah. We were young and dumb and like threw some of those in town in Reedland in like middle school, and we got caught.
And
doing
like
that.
it takes time to blow up or what?
Yeah, like a minute or so, and then it just the tinfoil and the Works bomb. It builds pressure, and then it just blows.
And
the
what
bottle up.
do you put in? Like a 2 liter?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
really dumb.
But it can't be that big of a deal. It can't go
No.
off that big.
I mean, it's loud. It just sounds like a firework. I definitely got in trouble for it.
Really?
Oh,
Who
yeah.
caught you?
I don't know. I don't remember who it was. They like turned us in.
In Reedland.
Yeah, to the town cop,
So it
Steve.
Could have been any of the big names in
Actually, no,
Reedland.
it wasn't Steve. It was our cop before that. I can't remember. Yeah.
Wow.
Just like young, dumb,
It's
we
the
didn't.
stuff we do, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. What's something you're looking forward to this year? You got anything? We're heading into the end of the year and then a new year. What do you got? Usually I ask people something you're looking forward to like this next season, like winter, or what did you do last summer? But this is just
Just the kid stuff. We're so busy. The youth sports, the youth landscape is so different now than what it used to be. It used to be you played Little League baseball and you played 6 games in the summer and played with your friends and that was it.
Yeah.
Now it's like, man, you're traveling all over. You're doing this, you're doing that. So like our daughter plays basketball for All Iowa Tech down in Coralville. So she's got tournaments almost every weekend this summer or this winter. And then Maddox is wrestling for the Jessup Mat Club, which has been on fire, by the way. Small town Jessup. And we went to Nationals in Des Moines last weekend, placed 8 kids.
Nice.
So that was cool. Maddox's grade, second grade, they had 4 kids place All-American, which is cool because it's all Jessup kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, just seeing them grow. We try to preach all the time that wins don't matter, right? Like you're 8, you're 11. It doesn't matter if you win or you lose. Okay, but you win or you learn.
Yep, you're getting better.
Because the best way to learn is to lose. If you don't lose, you're not gonna learn anything. You're gonna do the same things over and over again, and until there's somebody better that makes you do something different, you're gonna stay the same. So you're gonna stay the same player.
Yeah, that's true, man.
So watching them just continue to grow as people and as a wrestler, as a basketball player, as a teammate, because I tell my kids, I tell the junior high girls that I coach, hey, there's 2 things you can control all the time: attitude and effort.
Yep.
And if you take care of those 2 things, everything else is going to take care of itself. Be a good teammate. Again, I don't care about the rest. If you're playing hard, that's all. So that's all.
I like it.
That's all I want with my kids is be good teammates, work hard, get better. That's what I'm excited to watch.
I like Coach Sickles over there, man. It sounds good. I like it. Good stuff. All right. This will be our last one for the Getting to Know You segment. This is one that every spouse of a guest wants me to leave in here. One thing you love or appreciate about your spouse.
I can't pick, one thing.
Oh, that's the correct answer.
Well, right. But for real, without her, I mean, should I be lost? I mean, I'm kid number 6. Let's be real.
You're 6 in that house, huh?
Yeah. I'm always having fun. I'm always trying to run around with the kids and playing football in the house, and she's yelling at me just like she is the kids. So without her, man, we'd be lost. She makes sure everything is taken care of, that we all are where we need to be, that bags are packed and lunches are packed and everything, and she's hauling the kids around because I'm working weekends, so she's hauling kids to tournaments, and like I said, she's a really good cook, really good baker, trying to make me fat. Always making sure I'm fed. Like there's no one thing. Like she really is the most selfless person that I've ever met, that I've ever been around, and I consider myself really, really lucky to have met her in Fairbank playing softball.
That's right. You want to hear that story? Go back to part 1. Go back to part 1 of his episode.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. Yeah. Okay. We did have near-death experience with the brain surgery and stuff, but we already covered that, so we're at the end, so we'll edit a little bit right here. All right, that moves us into the What Is Up segment. Man, you picked a good one. I love this because it really shows me what people are either thinking about or what's something they've taken notice of recently, and then I kind of compare that to, have I heard that from other parents? Is there a consensus out there? Is this something that totally catches me off guard? And you said, man, what is up with kids and parents in today's world? What happened to responsibility and accountability? And you said you've been coaching for about 10 plus years now. You got 5 kids, and you've seen enough to wonder, like, what really happened to parents parenting their kids instead of just being their friend.
Yeah.
It took you a while to get to that point.
It did.
But I know exactly what you mean.
You know, and
What's up with that?
And that was on my thought process for a while. I was trying to think of something else to try and stay away from that, but I kept coming back to this.
Yeah.
And
But now, are you talking like at what age? Are you talking all age levels, or are you talking like young kids, or are you talking teenagers?
all of them, man.
It is all of them.
Honestly, you know, my kids at home, they range from 2 to 11. And then, you know, I coach junior high basketball at Jess. I've been doing that for, this is 7-8 years in a row. Did it a couple years before that. Took a break, back at it. And it's all of them. You know, and because of that, I spend enough time around. I see the high schoolers also.
Yeah.
You know, I know all the other coaches. I know a lot of guys from WAPSI yet, and I talk to, you know, we all talk, and
Sure.
I don't get it. You know, I remember when I was in school getting a phone call from my dad one day about a grade I got in Spanish. It ended up being a huge miscommunication, I will say that. But there was something that kind of got lost in the process, and it looked like I had a bad grade.
Okay.
And man, he called me right after school and just laid into me, you know, and he wasn't going to take care of it for me. You know, I had to go talk to Mrs. Roberts, who throughout high school, we had our differences. After high school, I really appreciated the 4 years I had with her. But kids now, they don't have that. You know, mom and dad will just they'll go fight their fight for them.
Okay.
You know, and I see this with, like I said, with the younger kids, because I volunteered with all my kids throughout t-ball and football and little kids basketball and all that something doesn't go their way, and they go, you know, they go to mom and dad come right to you. You know, they don't talk about, well, what's my kid doing? Why is it's immediately, well, my kid needs to play. My kid needs to do this. You know, same thing at the junior high level. I've been pretty lucky with the girls I've had at Jessup. I will say that. But I still see it occasionally, you know, that my kid needs to be playing. Like, they're just like, you know, everybody else that's out. But you get to that point, right? We're in 7th and 8th grade. Now, again, we're not here just to win. We're here to get better. We're here to learn the game. You know, and one thing I preach to all the kids all the time is every single day we're going to work on all the little things. If you can work on the little things and perfect those little things, what do they turn into?
Big things.
Big things. Now, if you got the big things down, you're set. Now you're ready to go to high school and play. And if you're not able to do that, it's hard for me to trust to put you on the court, right? And they don't have that accountability. They don't tell their parents, like, well, I don't pay attention at practice. I'm not trying hard at practice.
Yeah. They don't hear that.
I'm going through the motions. You know, they don't hear any of that. But when you were a kid, when I was a kid, what was the first thing your parents would say to you if you said, well, I'm not playing. How come I don't get to play? What would your parent? Are you doing what you're supposed to at practice? Are you coachable? Are you listening? You know, are you a good teammate? Are you working as hard as you can?
Yeah.
You know, that used to be all the parents' answer to their kids. You know, don't talk to me.
Yep.
You know, I'm not going to go talk to your coach. Don't talk to me. This is your job.
Go get it.
You go figure out what you need to do, how you need to improve, and get to where you need to be.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing, man. I just don't get it. Like, so many of these parents, they just want to be friends. Like, they want to take them and go shopping. They want to go do whatever their kid wants to do, and then there's no discipline. There's no accountability. There's no responsibility. And you can see it with kids everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's tough being a coach. And I just coached junior high. Like, I got an easy job. And I see it. You know, so how do you think the teachers feel that deal with them all day, every day?
Yeah.
And don't get paid near enough? How do you think the other coaches that are dealing with them for a full varsity season, you know, you got to deal with it? Like, you're putting people that aren't getting paid enough, and a lot of them even volunteers, in hard spots, you know, because you can't yell at kids anymore.
Yeah, I've heard that.
You yell at kids now, and again, mom and dad come screaming at you or crying to the school, well, you can't say that to my kid.
So how do you think that changed? Because I've talked to enough people, some what we would call old school, older
Yep.
generation, whatever. But it used to be, I'm not saying it was this way, when I was in high school, but it used to be kind of the parents had the coaches back, like, or the teachers back.
Yeah.
Like if they needed to discipline, or what they said goes, that's what went. Now it's the parents are like with the kids first, and it's almost like the parent and the kid against the coach.
Yeah, so now you got coaches and teachers walking around on eggshells all the time,
Yeah.
not thinking they can say this or do that. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my kids, somebody in his class got in trouble last year, and he comes home from school and he said, so and so got in trouble, and my teacher asked, how come you don't ever act like that? And he just goes, I'm not doing that. He goes, I know when I get home it'll be worse than what it is. And it's like that's how it should be.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times we've been thanked for that by the kids' teachers for our kids can be little turds at home.
Sure.
But we've never had an issue with them at school. They behave and they know there's discipline. Like if they get in trouble, there is discipline. And I don't know where it started to kind of change, but it has definitely
changed.
It's definitely changed. Kids just think they can say and do whatever they want, and there's no repercussions for it. And it's not okay.
Did you guys ever? I mean, you're probably not old enough, but I don't know if they did it up here or not. Did they paddle kids at school?
I never experienced it. I would imagine that was probably before my time.
Oh, sure. I saw it once when it was before junior high. I was in a school in Mississippi, and I saw the state of Mississippi was different than Louisiana.
Yep.
And we were only there for like the winter, I think. And I saw a kid get paddled during PE. I was like, did that just happen? Like
Right.
that's allowed? Like we're not supposed to call the cops? They're like, no, if he says grab your ankles, you grab your ankle. I was so fat, I wouldn't even be able to grab my ankles. But I was just like in shock. I went home and I cried to my mom. I was like, are you going to let them spank me with this paddle? But, man, it's just, there is no fear of consequence or, people think discipline, when we say discipline, they think that means punishment. Discipline comes from the word disciple. It's to train. You're disciplining them by telling them do this or there will be consequences. The discipline itself isn't the consequence. The discipline is actually training them. This is our expectations. Strive to meet those expectations or there will be consequences.
Yeah.
Consequences, punishment, same thing. Discipline is just the training.
For sure.
Parents, teachers, coaches should all be on the same page when it comes to discipline. So yeah, that's tough, man.
I told my kids all the time, again, 11, 8, 6, 3, and 2, they're young. So, you guys are going to do stupid things.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to make mistakes. You're going to do things where you shouldn't have done it, but you're going to learn from it, right? Like, it's okay to make a mistake, but understand there will be consequences for your actions, and then we learn from it. We grow from it. Like, there's nobody out there that has never made a mistake. That's perfect. That doesn't get into trouble.
Well, there's this one guy.
Well, correct.
And that was it, baby.
Correct, but that is it. And there's
None of us.
there's never going to be another one.
Nope.
Right? And so it's okay,
Absolutely.
to make mistakes and to do this. Because, again, it's the same in life, the same in sports. You don't get better if you don't fail.
Right.
We all fail.
Yeah.
But did you learn from it? And can you look at yourself in the mirror today and tell yourself honestly that you're a better version of yourself right now than you were yesterday?
Yeah.
That's what I asked we talk to our kids about that stuff. If you can do that, then you're on the right track.
Yep. Yep.
And if not, you better take a longer look in that mirror.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, nobody cares about that wrestling match you won, that basketball game you won. Were you a good teammate?
Yeah.
Are you a good person?
What kind of person were you?
Do you treat the people the right way?
Yeah.
And
And they don't realize it, but they themselves will look back at their own lives like that later on.
Oh yeah,
Sure, they wanted to win, but they're going to think about, did I treat this person the right way?
Right.
That's the stuff that carries with you.
And that's why I try really hard with my own kids and with the kids I coach to preach that message, right? Like, I made mistakes. I learned from, I was young, I was dumb, I did stupid things, but I've had time to reflect on things that I did, that I said, stupid stuff that, those decisions. And I've been blessed enough to coach now for over 10 years, baseball, basketball, different sports, where I've really looked at how can kids understand, because I don't remember people having that conversation with me.
How
when
can
I
you
was
speak
younger.
their language and get them to understand the message?
I don't remember anybody ever saying, like, there's bigger things than just winning. Like, I know there was, but I don't remember it word for word or any of that. But so I try and just slow things down for everybody. And hey, it's not about winning or losing, right? It's about getting better, but it's about being a good person, being a good teammate.
Yeah.
And that's going to take you a lot farther in life than winning that 7th grade basketball game, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to remember that in 5 years anyway.
Yeah. You're putting that into perspective for them. That's good stuff. That's the kind of coach kids should have right there. All right. I like it. You got anything else you want to share with the audience, man? That was good. That was a good segment. That was a good choice.
I don't think I do. I appreciate you having me. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun. You did good, man. I like that. I don't think we've covered that topic. Parents, don't be your kid's friend. Be their parent. Coaches, coaches and teachers, we're all on the same team. We're trying to get these kids to be the best version of themselves as possible. So.
My parents were really hard on us as kids. And, I'd say both my parents, they're good friends now to this day. Like, you're going to have that time.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be when you're 5, 6, 7, 10 years old. As soon as they're 18, 19, they're out of the house and they're an adult, you'll have that time.
Sure.
But make sure they're a good person before you push them out to the world.
I like it. Yeah, buddy. I appreciate you coming on. This was a lot of fun. It was good to catch up with you. It's been a while. So
too long.
Lots of good discussion in your episode, both part 1 and part 2, man. I'm sure, like I told you, I knew you'd encourage some people with just various things about your life or coaching perspective or whatever. So to my audience, man, I got to ask you guys, one of the main reasons I started this thing is, like, have you caught yourself looking around and asking, like, what is up with some of this stuff? Like Taylor said, what is up with parents trying to be their kid's friend? Like, come on, man, we got to be parents first. Well, for me recently, one thing I noticed, it was like San Francisco outlawed glue traps for rats because they're inhumane. Yet they have these super just unrestrictive abortion laws. Like, they don't care about kids getting pulled apart in the womb. They don't care about babies,
Mice are more important though.
Bro, are the rats that much more important than babies? Come on. How do we care more about that than babies? How's this stuff happening?
Glue traps work well. Put some sunflower seeds on them. They're money.
My question is, why are things the way they are? I get it. Glue traps work good, but San Francisco, you get so many things wrong. Come on.
I say, are we surprised at this point?
No, we're not.
No.
We're not. How is this stuff happening? Why are things the way they are? You guys know what I'm going to say. The answers, you're not going to find them down here. You got to look up. If we look to God and His Word, He'll truly show us what is up. I still think the Bible gives the best answers and explanations for why the world is the way it is and why we are the way we are at times, why we do the things we do. It makes perfect sense when you understand the character of God, how He created us. It's all right in there. It explains everything. If you guys need more help or want to know more, you can join me any Sunday at FBC in Dunkerton. If you're not in the area, you can watch online on our Facebook page. If the pastor's out of the area and they're scraping the bottom of the barrel, I might even be preaching from time to time. So you could check that out. If you need to reach out to me, you can leave a comment in the comment section. You can email me at whatisuppodcast@gmail.com. I will personally share the gospel with you so you can know for sure that God is real, that He loves you, and He wants a relationship with you. Yes, even you, no matter who you are, where you've been, what you've done. Taylor said it. We all do dumb things. Doesn't matter. God came to this earth for a relationship with you. If you haven't figured it out by now, there's absolutely nothing else on this earth you can put your hope in. You thought you knew who was going to win the election? Well, you didn't. Oh, well, half of you probably did, but the other half didn't. So there's no person we can put our faith in, no government, no politician, no preacher. We got to look up. So if you're listening or watching, thank you for watching. I love you guys. On Spotify or Apple Podcasts, be sure to follow, leave a 5-star review and a comment. Let your opinion be heard by answering our poll question. I'll come up with a good one for this episode. I don't know what it's going to be, but it'll be there. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, hit that little thumbs up button. Leave a comment there too. Then share it with everyone you know, guys. I welcome feedback, questions, comments, even criticism. I say criticism. I really don't like it, but I will take it, and I will probably read it on air. So just send me something. Give me some communication. We do. We really do. But my feelings get hurt easy. That's why I left City Laundry so fast. I couldn't stand people yelling at me. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope it encouraged you. I appreciate all your support. It means a lot to me. Lord willing, I'll talk to you on the next one.